Hello, hello, hello. This is Sizwe podcast. My name is Patricia, and I'm with my co-host, Agnes.
Thank you, Patricia. And who do we have here today?
Today we have Kennix World. And Kenny, his name is Kenny.
Kenny.
Kennix World is his company. Mm-hmm. He's a father. He's an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And he's from my country.
Oh, okay. We don't normally get gentlemen in our studio. So when we get someone like you, we smile from ear to ear. Ken Bumhira.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Yes, my name is Ken. There's only two people that call me by my full name, Kennedy. That's my wife or my mom when they're upset with me.
Kennedy!
I don't respond to Kennedy. I respond to Ken. That's what I go by.
Yeah, tell us more about yourself.
I'm the owner-operator of Kennix Contractors. I've been in this line of business for roughly about 15 years.
Wow.
Just going back a little bit, the most important part, let me go back a little bit. I'm a father and a husband with 4 children, 18-year-old, 12-year-old turning 13, 9-year-old turning 10, and a 7-year-old. I'm a man of faith. I believe in God.
Wow.
And I'm excited to be here today with you. And again, let me say thank you for having me. And it's a true pleasure for me.
We are also excited. Patricia.
We're excited, Kennedy.
Tell us.
Kennedy, we want to know where it all started. Because you didn't start with Kennix World.
Yes.
You started as a banker.
I just noticed she called me Kennedy, and I said I don't respond to Kennedy. I respond to Ken, but that's okay. I am going to...
She reminds you of your mom. Where are you, Kennedy?
I am going to forgive you for that. But it's so exciting. My background is actually in banking. I worked for the 4 major banks. I worked for Bank of Montreal, CIBC, Bank of Montreal, CIBC, TD Canada Trust, and Scotiabank. I did personal banking, small business banking, corporate banking, and commercial banking.
Wow.
I had always had the skills in carpentry, and that was always my passion. It's something that I did, and I saw my father doing that, and that was always in my heart. But when I went into banking in my younger days, putting on a suit,
Yes.
very expensive suit.
That's the Ken I know.
was something that was exciting. Gave you a little bit of swag,
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and when you're having conversation with people and you're throwing all these numbers and breaking financial statements and being able to talk about it was something that was really cool.
Yeah.
But while I enjoyed what I was doing, the day when I decided that this was no longer what I wanted to do was I was on vacation. And when you're on vacation, when you're doing corporate banking, they ask you to go with your cell phone, go with your laptop, and because you can receive a call anytime.
Yes.
Now imagine I'm enjoying the blue water and the sand. I receive a call from my boss. I have a client so-and-so who has a line of credit that's overdrawn. I need you to write a deal as quick as possible. Client is short $100,000. And I had to stop everything that I was doing.
Whilst
It took me
you were having
roughly
your
about
vacation.
2 days to write a deal, send it to an underwriter, get it approved, and get it going for a client. At that point in time, I realized that this job is not going to allow me to have time on my own. I needed something that I can control my hours, control what I do, and also be near and dear to my heart. So carpentry was near and dear to my heart, and that's how Kennix World was born.
Hold it right there. Guys, if you just joined us, this is Sizwe Podcast. Patricia and I are here, and why we are smiling is because we are from background where our parents tell us, go and be a doctor, a lawyer, a banker like Ken. And that is what he did. But sometimes you realize that you will go for these jobs and that is not your passion. A lot of us are in that crossroad. But today, Ken is here sharing his story of how he left a prestigious job, according to me, a banker, to pick the wood and the tools. If you are just joining us, just stick here because maybe today will be the day that you will go after your passion.
And Agnes, Kenny just said he loved the swag.
He loves the
He
coat,
loved to
the tie,
dress
the
up.
white collar jobs.
Because
Wow.
I know Kenny
You know
as a
him.
guy wearing a suit.
Oh, he loves
Looking,
it.
I was,
He
I was telling,
Looking sharp.
looking sharp every time.
Wow.
And how is that working for you?
You
Looking
know what?
sharp.
It's been rewarding in the sense that I am doing what I like to do. Now picture me. I come to your place. You have your backyard. There's no deck or anything. If I'm able to build a deck with my team and give you additional living space, and the excitement that I see in my client faces,
Yes.
it's what wakes me up every morning and want to do it more, because
Wow.
that idea that you can actually add value to others by what you do, and you also like what you do. And let me put it this way: when you get to decide how much you're going to pay the employees, it's an exciting feeling.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
let me put it that way: if you're somebody who is considering that you want to run your own business, but I'm not saying yes, you can decide your time, but you got to put in the time.
Yes.
You're gonna work hard in order for you to be successful.
To be your
so every
boss.
single
Yes.
day when I wake up, what I try to do is to be a better version of myself every single day.
every day.
So if you are somebody that is out there that is considering saying, how do I start a business? It's as simple as just start it. When I actually started Kennix, you will be surprised what I used to do. Some people used to laugh at me like, are you gonna really do that?
Yes.
I used to cut grass. Essentially what I was trying to do, I used to do installation of grass and cutting grass.
And then,
And essentially
polish it.
what I was doing, I was building my clientele. I really understood where my strengths were. But as I was building clientele, I wanted to really do this, build that base, and also having it as a stepping stone to other things that I could do. So we can pretty much build anything with wood. You can have a leaky pipe, we can come and fix that. You want to install electronic keypad, we can do that.
Wow.
You want to do flooring in your place, we can do that.
Wow.
So the only thing that we can't really do is build human beings with wood, but we could sculpt something for you. So, but just so much excitement that you are able to. I'm the kind of guy that when I'm working, I also connect with my clients.
Yes.
And we have conversations. And in the conversations, I'm a strong believer that as I speak with you, I can learn something. As I speak from you, I can take one or two things that I can apply in my life and make my life better. So while I'm working and enjoying what I'm doing, I'm also learning life lessons as well. I like those very moments when a client says, I need you to come back and fix this and that. Those opportunities are great because you can also learn, because as we do our work, maybe I send a couple of my guys and they're not able to do the work to the client's satisfaction. What's important is to ensure that, one, we're good for our word. Two, what we do is up to the client's expectations.
Yes.
And if we fail to do that, we always find a way to
get it
rectify
done
that.
right. Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. If you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. Our parents who brought us up always love us to go for the white collar job. But today we have Kenny's World. Kenny is owner operator of, he's a contractor, so you can go to him when you have a landscaping issue, deck building, home improvement, and more. And Patricia and I are happy to talk to him. The reason is that we have a lot of our youth from our communities, especially if you are an immigrant parent. I think that the top white-collar jobs are what you are wishing for your children. What about if that is not where their interests are? And Ken is here to give us support, tell us how we can encourage our kids, and even encourage our youth to also do something that they can use their hands for if their heads are not the best way for them to use it. Patricia?
And the problem that we have as Africans is that in Africa, when somebody is playing with wood, we think, what are you doing?
And that's what I wanted to find out from Ken. Your father was a carpenter.
Yes,
your father worked
exactly.
with wood. What made you choose differently? Were you influenced by your family that, okay, go and be a banker? That's where you can put on the suit and the tie. And yeah,
Or
I can
you
say,
just
that is my
wanted to
son
be
going.
cool?
So that one is, it was actually at that point in time a personal decision, because when I was in school, I did like some commercial subjects, and there was that idea that the first job that I had at Macro Rari is at the Macro Bank. kind of influenced the path that I took. And at that point in time, it worked perfect for me.
Yeah.
And, coming in, you got your own office and aircon and everything.
And
everything's
the
perfect. And now
and the briefcases.
you are putting on these suits and you're carrying this nice laptop bags, the issue a company cell phone, and you're excited about all that. And just like, you know what? The money was okay. You could pay some bills. But you come to a point where you have to decide, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Do I see myself wanting to do this?
Awesome.
I know a lot of parents will say, I want my child to be a lawyer. Not everybody's going to be a lawyer. I want my child to be a doctor. Not everybody's going to be a doctor or an accountant. Or you want to ensure that whatever your child is passionate about, invest in that. Especially, we are truly lucky to be in a country like Canada where there's a whole ton of opportunities. There's so much opportunities in trades. There's houses that are being built. You can do a lot. You can do, I can't even think of, especially in this province here where you can do welding, you can do, there's a lot of trades, electrical stuff you can do. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. If you think about the subdivisions that are being developed right now, how much work is available, trust me, if you have a passion in carpentry, if you have a passion in developing homes, that's an area I would recommend somebody to go to. Don't listen to what people might say. Oh, you gotta work in an office.
It's not cool.
It's not cool. That's their language now. Yeah.
A whole bunch of those guys that are working in the offices, they probably have they buy suits on credit because you gotta put on really expensive suits, right?
Suits, yes,
and maybe you need 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 because you meet with clients. You want to present yourself a certain way, but eventually it will come back to bite you a little bit because one is stressful. Think about it. When I began on the onset, I talked about I was on vacation and I couldn't fully enjoy it because I received a call and I had to write the deal. So that's one thing that I would say. If you are in it, you're passionate about it, you like it, go for it.
And in trades, you can easily start your own business. Right now, Ken is owning his... You said I shouldn't call you that.
Ken is good.
Kenny
well.
has his own business.
Yes.
So in trades, it's easy. We have electricians. We have electric companies. We have landscapers who own their own landscaping businesses. So these are the people who hire the white-collar people with the white-collar jobs.
Yes, and the suits.
So you are the business people.
Yes.
While the white-collar people are the ones who are working
for you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, last week I visited a parent and she said, I need you to talk to my daughter. And we talked and I'm like, you see, right now what is selling is, and I mentioned some of these jobs like plumbing, electrician. Then she said, oh, auntie, I don't think my friends will be laughing at me if they see me going to, how do you speak to that girl?
Laughing at what? You will laugh your way to the bank.
Very good.
Exactly.
Let me put it that way.
If you're listening to me, you know yourself.
If you are passionate about what you do, you know, it's just a little different because I remember back in the country I was born and raised, which is Zimbabwe, that there are certain jobs, like plumbing jobs, would not be looked at in a good light.
No,
people
it's
didn't
true.
realize that there's a ton of opportunities in that.
Yes.
Plumbers, carpenters.
Yes, you know, like
home
even
developers
I'm sorry to cut you. When I went to secondary school, we who were in secondary school looked down upon those who were in vocational school and technical schools, that we have that kind of cap around them that, oh, they are not smart. And then we are the one in secondary school. After secondary school, we go to university and then work for Ken, if you don't know. So I'm not saying that going to university to get your degree and continue and get a good job is, but for me, I think we underrated some of these jobs like carpentry, woodwork, plumbing, and that has become part of our psyche, that even our own children think that if I'm not able to go to get that white collar job, then it is not cool. Ken says it is cool.
Let me add something. If you're thinking, where am I going to use the math or the scientific stuff that I did? In my line of work, there's a lot of measurements that needs to be done. You have to be precise in your whether you're cutting or you're drawing technical stuff. For example, I come and we want to develop a basement. I would be drawing the plan for the basement.
The blueprint, yes.
So the blueprint for that.
Yes.
So there's a lot of technical stuff that's involved, right? And so if you're thinking, I'm not going to be able to use what I learned, no, you're actually going to be able to use that.
Very.
And great stuff is you can even have conversation with clients, because think about me, I was in banking for quite some time. I can talk finances as well, right? Which makes it much easier.
Yes.
Now add on top of what I'm doing, my conversations can be wholesome just based on the knowledge that I accumulated over the years. So if you have that knowledge, you can apply it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ken. So before we go, we want to put you on the spot. Mostly when we bring our guest here, they will talk. But when we say, what is your last word? They give us the nuggets, the best. And today, our podcast feeds most of our immigrant communities and even those in abroad. And some of these things that we've talked about today really apply to everyone. If you are forcing your child to go into a career or something that the child is not interested, just because you want to feel proud about that, I think we need to look at it secondly. And like me as a parent, sometimes when I call home and people ask me, what are your children doing? It looks like I feel a little bit ashamed, because I can't say my child is a banker, or I can't say my child is this, because that is what has been in me, that, if my child was a doctor or a lawyer or a pilot. You know why when that Simon came here, I was everywhere around him because he was a pilot. But not all of our children will be like that. How do you speak to our parents, and how do you speak to our youth who are watching us?
I want to tackle it in a different way. Let me start talking about that individual that has had a dream, and they've thought about it, and it's been a couple of years, and you haven't done it.
That is me.
I wanna, if you're listening,
I am.
I want you to take that moment. The only way you're gonna start is by doing it. It's not about how big you start.
Thank you.
But you grow on an incremental basis.
Awesome.
You start really small, but every day when you wake up, your aim should be, I want to be better. What I did yesterday, let me be a better version of myself.
Awesome.
You have that passion. You know you can do it.
Yes.
But somebody has told you that you're wasting your time. But you have a desire for it. Go for it. Because half the time, your family members are the first ones that will tell you, no, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. If you feel it, you can do it. Yes, you can. Here is the verse from the Bible that drives me every single day.
Tell us.
Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Awesome.
Which means if I'm going to have a conversation with somebody else, I want to talk about a contract. I come in knowing that I am able.
You are able.
I am more than enough. So if you are listening, I want you to know that you can do it. The first thing that I would say to you, go write something down. Pick a name for your business.
Wow.
Write it down. Go to the registry place. It costs you $83 to register your company. Secure a name. Begin to do the things that you like to do. My wife said something really profound. The difference between professionals and amateurs is simple. Amateurs do things for free. Professionals get paid.
Awesome.
So what you have to desire to do is to get paid.
Yes.
Monetize what you're doing. You already have a passion, and you'll be great at it. You might start not so great, but as time goes on, you get better at what you do. As I said in the beginning, that I started by cutting grass, building a clientele, started building gates, started building raised gardens, started doing certain things, and I was just building that clientele. And the one thing that I would say, when you get to that point, be a man for your word. The interview for today was starting at 6:30. I was here at 6:15.
Yes.
If you tell a client, I'm going to be at your place at 8 o'clock, don't show up at 9. If you happen to be late, pick up the phone, call them, and let them know exactly.
Why you were late.
Don't lie to them, but tell them exactly. Now let me shift to parents. Parents, if you're listening, if you have a child who is passionate about something else, let it be the child's dream, not your dream.
Yes.
Because half the time, we try to overcompensate and say that I want to be a
my
doctor,
child to be, yes.
but I couldn't do it. So I want my child to do it. Please don't. Yes, give guidance. Give guidance to your children. I'm not saying don't give guidance. Give guidance, but also remember the passion your children have. If they're passionate about something, they are bound to do that much better and make a lot more. So parents, if you happen to be one of those parents who has a child that has got interest in carpentry, please give me a call. My number is 587-433-0608. Your child can come and see some of the work that we do, so we can encourage our youth in the community. In the process, when I'm having this conversation, they may learn one or two things.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You are not done. You spoke to the parents, and I want you to speak to our youth. Patricia and I work a lot with the youth in our community, and a word for them.
A word for the youth. I was a youth at one time. And the ladies are laughing. So the challenges you may be facing right now, I also face them. And there's nothing new under the face of the earth. The troubles and the challenges you're facing, please have an open communication with your parents.
Awesome.
I was reading statistics in the city of Edmonton, which talked about that boys are struggling, they're lagging behind when it comes to school compared to girls.
Awesome.
It is important.
It's obvious
to the kids that you listen to your parents, but also for the parents to ensure that you are not an absent parent. I understand you got to pick a shift, but also find time to sit down with your children
the ball with them,
and have a conversation.
Yes.
My wife constantly reminds me, sometimes I get so busy, that it's important to continuously be there for your kids. And of late, we picked up one hobby that we're doing with my children. We're doing a lot of swimming, at least once or twice a week. And it's been great because I am discovering other things, as I'm having conversation with my daughters and my son. And my son didn't know how to swim. He just started swimming better last week. So there's something that I can say I taught my son how to swim.
You were
So as
there.
a father,
Yes.
as a mother, find something you can teach your child, whether it's cooking, whether it's doing other things. And in the process, they learn people skills. They learn how to use their hands. They just learn to be wholesome individuals, right? Because what happens in this day and age, children are spending a lot of time on gadgets.
Yeah.
And it's a battle that I'm trying and balance with my children to not spend a lot of time on gadgets. It's an uphill task, but I know I will find a solution, and I'm working on it.
Wow.
And now, to myself and the ladies, my desire is that you continue to be a blessing to other people.
Yes.
What do I say? I want to say just a story, which is not related to what we were talking about today. How important it is to show love to others. She might punch me in the face, but I'm just going to say something that they did for me. Going back summer of 2005,
Oh my goodness.
I was moving from the city of Montreal. I didn't have anywhere to stay. Her and her husband, they opened their doors for me to stay in their house. I am
you,
forever
Patricia.
grateful. Now imagine if I was homeless, maybe Kennix World would not
We'll
be
never
there.
have been born. Yes.
So I want to take a moment to appreciate you for that. I know I say thank you at that time, but I always remember that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And,
Kenny.
Guys, what did I say? I said our guests can say so much and they are all good, but when you ask them their final words, they always
something
surprise
good.
us. And you know what? We've been speaking to Ken, I'm not the mom. He started as a banker, but he found out that he can work with woods. He has something in woods that really, and when I look at his website and the work that he has put up in Edmonton, it's just profound. For a banker to hit the streets and take off the jacket and the tire and put on the blue color, I love him. And your kids and our youth can also do that. So let us not restrict them. Let us not live our life in our children. Let us give them the chance to also be who they are whilst we guide them, so that one of these days we can have more Kenny World contractors in our midst. And he has given his numbers. If your youth is struggling, the summer is coming, they don't know where to go, I think you better knock his door, and he will mentor most of the youth that are struggling in our community. Patricia?
And if you just bought a house, Kennix
Oh,
World is here for you.
Yes.
If you want landscaping, Kennix World is here for you. If you want your deck done, Kennix World is here for you. And if you want a beautiful closet, Kennix World is there for you.
Awesome.
Let's support each other.
Thank you very much. And I know you'd asked me to give my final words, but let me just say, if you're watching this video, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful channel. I've watched some videos, and these wonderful ladies are doing great things in our community. My hope and prayer is that they continue to grow as individuals. And if you're watching, learn one or two things, connect with them, and be better. Be a better version of yourself. Thank you so much, ladies, for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Wow. Thank you. This is beautiful.
Thank you.